I've always been the one who followed the rules. I worked hard, kept my head down, and did everything expected of me. But somehow, no matter how much I gave, it was never enough in my family's eyes. My sister Lisa, on the other hand, she was the golden child. Everything seemed to fall into her lap. She was the favorite, the one who could do no wrong. Growing up, I thought Lisa and I were close. We shared secrets, laughter, and dreams. Or at least I thought we did. But as we got older, something shifted. At every family gathering, every holiday, every celebration, she was the center of attention. She could make one comment and everyone would light up, while I felt invisible like background noise. I wasn't a troublemaker. I never was. But if something went wrong, somehow I always got the blame. Lisa, she floated above it all. Life never really seemed to touch her the way it did me. So, when she called and asked if she could stay with me for a while, I didn't hesitate. I thought maybe, just maybe, this could be our chance to reconnect. Maybe she'd finally see how much I had always been there for her. At first, it was okay. She was supposed to stay for just a couple of months while she looked for her own place. I didn't mind, she was my sister. And family is supposed to be there for each other, right? But then things started slipping. She'd leave for work, and I'd come home to chaos. Dishes piled up in the sink, her clothes strewn across the couch, shoes left in the hallway like landmines. And when I brought it up, she just brushed it off. "I'm tired," she'd say. Or, "I've got a lot going on." I tried to be patient. I didn't want to start a fight. But resentment started to fester. She was living in my apartment, rent-free, and acting like it was a hotel. Meanwhile, I was juggling bills, work, and a life she didn't seem to care about. And of course, our parents, over the moon that Lisa was staying with me. No one saw what it was costing me. One night, after an especially draining day, I came home to find her on the couch, watching TV, a half-eaten pizza box beside her. The apartment looked like a tornado had passed through. And then she said it. "Oh hey, Mom and Dad said I could stay a little longer. They're cool with it, so I figured I'll just crash here for a few more months." I froze. She'd already been here for over 4 months. I was barely keeping it together. And now she was extending her stay, without even asking me? I realized then that my own family saw me not as a person with needs, but as someone to be used. That night I couldn't sleep. It wasn't just the mess or the stress. It was everything. The years of feeling like I wasn't enough, of always being expected to be the one who bent and broke for everyone else. The next day, I came home, and there she was again, lounging like she didn't have a care in the world. I didn't even get a hi. "Lisa," I said, keeping my voice as steady as I could. "We need to talk." She looked up, barely peeling her eyes from the screen. "What's up? I can't do this anymore. You need to move out. I've asked you to contribute, to clean up, and nothing's changed. You've been living here without paying a dime, and I'm drowning while you sit back like this is your own personal Airbnb. Enough is enough." She blinked at me, then laughed. "Are you serious? You're kicking me out?" "Yes," I said, firmer now. "I'm not your maid, and this isn't a free ride. I've supported you long enough." Her smile vanished. "God, you don't have to be so dramatic. I was just trying to figure things out." "No, you were planning to stay as long as you could get away with it," I said. "But I won't be used anymore." She stood up, face tight with disbelief. "I'm not some charity case, okay? Why do you always have to make things so hard?" "I'm not the one making things hard, Lisa, you are. I've been more than patient, but this is too much." She stared at me like she didn't recognize me anymore. Maybe she didn't. Maybe this was the first time I'd ever stood my ground. She stormed off to her room without another word. The next few days were thick with silence. The tension was suffocating. I knew she was angry, but I didn't care. For once, I wasn't the one bending. Then the inevitable call came from Mom. "Why are you doing this?" she asked, her voice soft, laced with disappointment. "She needs help, honey. She's going through a rough time. I've given her months, Mom, rent-free, no help around the house, and yet you keep asking me to do more. When is it her turn to grow up?" "We're just asking for a little more patience," she said. "I've given enough," I told her. She needs to figure this out on her own. Click. More days passed. Lisa barely looked at me. Then one afternoon, I was sitting at the kitchen table, buried in bills, when she walked in. "You really think this is fair?" she said quietly. "You're kicking me out over a few dishes?" I didn't even look up. "It's not about the dishes. It's about everything.
I'm exhausted, Lisa.
I've been supporting you while you give nothing in return." "Oh, so now you're the martyr?" she snapped. "I have problems too." "Then handle them," I said. "Stop dumping them on me. Maybe I don't need to be here at all." "Maybe you don't," I said coldly. She turned to walk away, but I stopped her.
No, Lisa.
"You don't get to flip this on me. You've taken advantage of me, and now I'm drawing the line." She turned around slowly. "You're serious?" "Yes. For once in my life, I'm putting myself first." She scoffed. "Fine. But don't think this is the end." She stormed out of the room. I didn't follow. The next morning, I got the dreaded "we need to talk" text from Mom. "She's scared," she wrote. "She's struggling. Please don't give up on her." But I had already made my decision. I didn't respond. Later that day, Lisa appeared in the living room with a suitcase in hand. "I'm leaving," she said flatly. "But don't think this is over. I'm not some charity case." I walked over to her. "You're right. You're not. But you're also not my responsibility anymore." She rolled her eyes and left without another word. The door slammed, and a silence settled over the apartment. Quiet, heavy, final. The days that followed were eerily calm. No texts, no calls. Just the kind of stillness I hadn't felt in months. I thought I'd feel relief, but instead, I felt empty. Not regret, just drained. Then one day my phone buzzed. A message from Lisa. "I know you're mad, but I've been thinking. You were right. I shouldn't have taken you for granted."
I'm sorry.
I stared at the screen. Lisa had never apologized before. Ever. Part of me wanted to believe her. The other part wasn't so sure. Then another message, this time from Mom. "She's trying. She's scared. Please don't give up on her." I looked at my phone, my thumb hovering over the screen. But I didn't type anything, because I wasn't the fixer anymore. I had finally chosen myself. And that had to mean something.